What's up, tankers? Welcome back to Tankers Club in a new video, and this time, as you can see, we are going to talk about the E25. We got this tank right now in the store for a good price. I would say €7, so minus 80%. And some players asked me in the last live stream to play with this tank, or some players also contacted me, asked me. I saw also some questions in the community, a lot of players thinking about to buy this tank, if it's worth it or not, and we're going to check this out in this video. So let's start first, check out this bundle. We got here 14 days premium. We got, of course, the E25, the legendary camouflage #1, avatar, the Blitz order avatar, 5 time more XP, free crew XP, combat XP, and a garage slot. This tank will be completely fully equipped with everything, and again extra crew XP boosters and free XP and combat XP for all tanks, and this is, I think, only applicable for the E25. This is insane, only for €7. If you take a look at the premium days, how much gold you need to get 14 premium days, about let's say 1,500 gold, because we have an offer to get 30 premium days for 2,000 gold and 1,200 gold. It's about how much money? €5. So it's already worth it. So this tank costs you €7 with all that stuff, with all that premium days and boosters and crew XP boosters. It's a good deal for sure. And now let's check out the upgrades of this tank. This tank already with this legendary camouflage looks really pretty dope. I love it, and make this tank just looking like a Blitz, like a fast tank, which can make huge surprises and problems to the enemy tank, and it is indeed like this. And so let's look at the upgrades. We have here 2-7 tank destroyer, 1060 hit points. I'm using always, of course, the improved assembly to get 60 more hit points, because we have here paper armor. It's normal for a tank destroyer, that's why decided to get that 60 more extra hit points. This tank has 3k DPM, I think. No, you can reach 3k DPM if you decide to take the gun rammer, but used calibrated shells. I go better for safety first, because with 275mm penetration with heat shells, you can hit most or any tier 8 tank, tier 7 tank anyway, and tier 6 tanks. So it's better to take the calibrated shells, so make sure that you are going to penetrate all enemy tanks than taking this gun rammer and then having problems to penetrate, and maybe some of your shots are going to bounce. That's why go safety first, my opinion, and take already the calibrated shells. So we will not have problems with penetration. We have high DPM, 2,800 roundabout armor, but look at this speed and rotation, and this is make this tank destroyer OP, and that's OP because not every tank destroyer is so fast like that, and there is no tank destroyer with that speed, with that mobility. If you, I don't know, compare them with other tanks in the game, there is no tank so fast like this tank. No tank, forget it. So, and that speed make, and especially rotation, maybe the Helsing, but the Helsing also, it's hybridization. For example, if you compare it with the IT7 20km maximum speed, there is a lot and a lot of other tank destroyer, whatever. I'm not going now to show all the tanks, but the speed of this tank is really crazy, and I'm going to show you on the battlefield why you can make a huge advantage out of from this speed on the battlefield, which is also very important on this tank, or which make this tank also OP tank, or turn it to OP tank, is this, guys: the camouflage net and the concealment of this tank. This is just the highest concealment in the game, 83% concealment while stationary, and 58 while moving. So if you just go to your spot and wait, and the camouflage net is activated, but because you are not moving, there is nobody that's going to see you. Even you fire a shot and then don't move again, the enemy tanks will have huge problems to spot you, and you are going to be like firing shots from nowhere for them. You're going to be like a ghost for the enemy tanks because they cannot see where you are, and this thanks to this great concealment, and also thanks to the high DPM, or thanks to the fast reload time, you are going to make a lot of damage from a typical normal tank destroyer spot. So I decided also to take the improved control because we have already good speed, but it's you are also going to see it on the battlefield. If you take the improved control and you rush on enemy tanks like one heavy or a medium or light tank, you are going even to be able to handle it against a light tank, because we have the speed, we have a very high rotation. If you rotate, also light tanks will have problems to surround you. Normally light tanks can surround very fast or easy a tank destroyer, but they will have problems with you with the E25 number 1. Light tanks will have problems with the E25 number 1 to surround it, because this tank has just a great hull turn rate and a fast speed, and this is not going to be easy to surround the E25. And the gun dispersion is just insane. That's why I decided just to take the vertical stabilizer for fast aiming time, because look at this, 0.244. This is just insane German precision, and that's why better aiming time. Of course, I decided to get the supercharger, so if I make some long distance shots, I don't lose the penetration of the gun, and I can easily penetrate the enemy tanks. So that's it about, in my opinion, what we need or to say or to talk about this tank, about his upgrades, about the strength and of this tank. Of course, the most problem of this tank is the armor, because it's a paper armor. Anybody can penetrate you with this tank. But yeah, we said the strength is the concealment. It's going to be difficult for enemy tanks to find where you are, and you have great speed. So if you know how to play with this tank, we are going to make really a lot of damage and huge problems to the enemy tanks. So now let's go to the battlefield and check out this tank. Let's go. What I really love about this tank, for example, here in the map Castilla, it's very fast tank destroyer. So you can, for example, get strategical point very fast, faster than your teammate and faster than your enemies, and which allows you or allows your team to already have an advantage in the battle to win your battle. So you are very fast. You can get, for example, in the Castilla, this is in my opinion the best spot for tank destroyer. If you are so fast before the heavy starts spotting on the hill the other heavy tanks, or before your medium starts spotting there, you are already there and waiting, and this speed allows you to get this important point in the map and just wait. And you can't do this with any other tank destroyer, tier 7 tank destroyer, and even maybe in other tiers. And now look at this, we start farming here the FV201, easy damage, and this is very important to win battles. If you have such an OP tank destroyer, you are playing with such an OP tank destroyer, and the enemy team doesn't have such OP tank destroyer. They have, for example, the Yak Panther 2, and you are there with such a great E25 tank destroyer. So this makes the difference in the battle. And now from this point we can play the normal typical tank destroyer gameplay or a playstyle, just wait and make damage. But there is other ways to play with this tank. Let's check this out. So the other playstyle, what I wanted to show you is you go normal to the spot and wait. So and you can, even with the E25, and not necessarily go back line, you can also go second line. I call it second line. There is front line, second line and back line, okay, because we have that perfect concealment, that great concealment, which allows you to get closer than other tank destroyers, because and the enemy tanks will not see you, will not be able to spot you, and that's why also why this tank is OP. So I'm waiting here now in a normal tank destroyer spot, but I can't make damage. So Another thing which you can make with the E25 and you cannot make with other tank destroyers is to rush completely with maybe one of your teammates full speed to enemy tanks. You can do this with the E25. We have crazy speed and we have also good turn rate, which allows you to play with this tank, I don't know, like a light tank. Look at this, I can rush, take my position, rush on enemy tanks, I'm fast and make some damage and help my enemy tanks to help my teammates to finish enemy tanks. And again, I'm in a position where I can't make damage. What I do, to rush on the next one, full speed. I'm rushing now on the Smasher. I can do this with the E25. You cannot do this with, I don't know, with the AT-15 or with the Tortoise or with the SU-152. They are so slow for that, but with the E25 you can rush even with medium and light tanks and finish and send enemy tanks to the garage. Look at this, I'm rushing on the Smasher, I'm risking a shot, I'm full HP. I said I don't care, it's right to hash me, that's why he made only 200 damage. And look at this, I'm now playing like a light tank. Now I'm rushing on the next one, and those yeah, surprising attacks surprise the enemies and help your team a lot to win the battle. And that's also make the difference. If you cannot make your damage from your tank destroyer spot, with this tank you can play it like also a light tank, and if there is no chance to make damage from your tank destroyer spot. And that's why this tank is OP. You can play it both tank destroyer or medium style, aggressive style. And the speed and the high DPM, the fast reload time, the good turn rate of this tank allows you to play that style, and you cannot do it with other tank destroyers in the game, tier 7 tank destroyers in the game. So let's now check out the next example, also some aggressive gameplay. Let's go. So, and last but least, I wanted to show you also another good thing about this tank, about aggressive playing with this tank, is you can immobilize the enemy tanks and they just are stuck there because of the fast reload time. Look at this, 2.8 seconds reload time with reload boosters. You can hit the tracks and they have no chance to do anything because they can't repair their track in 2 seconds, and you can just keep hitting enemy tanks till you destroy him. Okay, now the 53 TP Markovskego blocked me to make my damage, but I can even keep rushing and help my teammate to finish the T26 E5 Sheriff. So this is why I love this tank. You can play it normal tank destroyer style from backline, or you can play also aggressively, and this makes this tank just OP. I hope you have now a better idea about this thing, if you should buy it or not. I would say go for it, but you should for sure know how to play with this thing, know the strength and the weakness of this tank, and make the best of it. There is no bad tank, and of course if you go with this tank, go just in the middle of a lot of heavy tanks and wait there and hoping to make damage and win and help your team to win. This is of course definitely and completely the wrong way how to play with this tank. So as I show you in this video how to play, try to play like that. It depends on the situation. You can make damage from your spot or not. Also look always on the minimap, try to surprise your enemy tanks, try not to get be spotted, so you can easily make your damage without being spotted. So it's always depending on the situation in the battle, on the battlefield, and try to handle the situation. Use the speed of this tank, use the concealment of this tank, use the good mobility and fast reload time of this tank, and just make the best of it. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.